So in this modern world, everybody's talking about money, growing money, as well as entrepreneurship. So as an entrepreneur, when you find a passion and when you start a business and when you are running it, you will face many problems. Sometimes the staff is calling, sometimes the customer is complaining. To solve all of these problems as entrepreneurs, we thought to have a special discussion. So today we invited a special guest, a startup consultant and an investor, with Dharani Soroki. So Dharani, thank you very much for being in our show today.
Thank you for having me.
So Dharani comes with a vast experience of running businesses, operating businesses, and especially Dharani, when I met you at the forum, I was in the audience and I was telling my colleague as well, what she's telling is exactly what we are experiencing. So my colleague and I was having a discussion while she was presenting a little bit, where we are running a business, we have customer complaints coming in, we have process problems, and getting content organized in order to satisfy the customer. So when Dharani was telling, I thought, yes, you also must be having this problem. So therefore, Dharani, we thought to have a good discussion with you.
Wealth Mastering 2026. Invest in 5 boxes for your financial freedom. Limited seats available. Reserve yours now.
Well, I started like everybody else with a passion and an idea. I am an artist, I'm a musician, that's what I love to do. But I realized it wasn't making me any money and I can't pay my bills. That was a problem. And isn't it interesting that we grow up being told that if you have a good education, if you have a good job, everything is going to be okay. Money will sort itself out, which is not true, right? Even if you're working for somebody else as a designer, as a musician, whatever, you're still not making that much money. It's not enough to pay your bills. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people leave their 9-to-5 jobs and start their own thing. Right? So like most entrepreneurs, I started with a passion and an idea. I always wanted to be a musician and an artist because that's what I love to do. But my problem was that it wasn't really making me much money. I worked for advertising agencies, I performed on stage as a musician, but it wasn't really enough to pay the bills. So I realized, okay, there's something missing here. And the thing is, when I was growing up, we were always told that if you have a good education and if you have a good job, a respectable company that you're working for, then money will sort itself out. You don't have to really think about it. But that is not true. You actually have to have a good understanding of how money works. Because whether we realize it or not, we live in a capitalist society. This is a capitalist world. Money controls everything. So why on earth don't we learn how this works? Why are we prioritizing everything else first? Right? It's not about being greedy. It's not about being a mega millionaire. It's just about making enough money to have the quality of life, the standard of life that you want for yourself. Right? So I went from designing to working in an advertising agency, and I thought, oh, okay, fine. So maybe that's the problem. I need to learn to advertise myself. And then I tried doing that, and it sort of worked. It was better, but still not so great.
Something was missing.
Something is missing. Yeah. And then I thought, okay, what could it be? And then I heard the word branding. It's like, oh, okay, that's what it is. People need to fall in love with my brand. Let's try that. Beautiful brand, good messaging, but still something's not working. Okay, fine. Then I heard the word brand strategy. You need a plan. You need to, really think about this stuff. Okay, fine, let's try that. Studied that, got better at that, things improved. But still not amazing. I'm still not seeing the full picture. Like, I know something is missing. So then I went into marketing, because something people don't understand is they think marketing and advertising are the same things. They're not. Marketing is actually the bigger picture. Yeah. And under that comes branding, advertising, podcasting, whatever you want, right? Everything else. So I went and studied marketing, and I actually got myself an MBA from Professor Mark Ritson, who happens to be an Ivy League professor. He's the one who launched Louis Vuitton in the States.
Wow.
So he's one of the first and foremost
Right.
marketers, contemporary marketers in the world. So I wanted to learn from the best. And I paid good money to get that degree. And things made so much more sense. But at the same time, now while I was doing the branding work, I started working with startups and small businesses because they needed help with their branding. And they would come to me saying, hey, I need a logo, I need nice packaging, I need this and that. And my question was always, okay, your packaging, what we did for you looks good.
Okay.
Your advertising looks good. But why are your sales not as good as it should be? We were expecting more.
Okay.
And that's really why I kept going from subject to subject to subject, looking for the answer on how to improve these businesses. Because I have this problem, I'm very egoistic when it comes to my work.
Okay.
I want to do the best possible job. And that drives me to look for answers. How do I make my clients successful? That is my happy moment. When they make money, I'm like, I'm the best. I'm the most awesome person in the world. Right?
That's the best thing. Like everybody wants to make money now. So entrepreneurs doing sometimes most probably to make money.
Yeah.
And if they're not making money and they are stressful, there's a problem there. No?
Yeah. So, and then finally, when I saw the kind of mistakes that they're making, I figured out, okay, it's a business. Running a business is a whole different ballgame to understanding what marketing and branding and all these other things are, right? So, and I came across this investor, American investor, whose name is Marcus Lemonis. He's quite public in the States, he's quite famous. He's a serial entrepreneur. What he does is he goes around the United States looking for small businesses and medium businesses that are suffering.
Right.
And he invests in them and he fixes them.
Okay.
And he has a 3-part process, which is product, people, and process.
Right.
Now, he is not a marketer. He doesn't have a education in marketing.
Okay.
So he puts the marketing component into product.
Okay.
But for me, because I have that background, I broke it into 4 steps. And I added promotion as the 4th part of a business. Because promotions are always outward facing. It's the part of your business that the world sees, that your customers see.
Correct.
They don't see what's going on inside. Inside is product development, your team, the people, and the processes, which are meant to make everything as efficient as possible so that your cost is reduced as much as possible and you save time and money. Okay?
Correct.
So, and now that I start to apply this to my clients' businesses and my own businesses, things are doing so much better. So yeah, now I just want to help as many people as I can with this, because I think finding quality information is really difficult. The internet is just flooded with so much bad, shallow advice, because also people are just trying to sell you something. Right? They just want to sell you something. And it's easy to get caught up in a bad pitch
Correct.
and not think about it logically, rationally.
So I have a very important question. What are the top 5 steps for a startup business to be successful?
Okay. When you say startup, do you mean funded businesses or just anyone who's starting?
We say not funded, like they will have it by their own, they are starting a business.
Okay, right. Self-funded. Okay. One of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of business owners make is when they have that great idea, they just run with it. Just jump right into action. And I think that's also the narrative that's being pushed by people like Alex Hormozi and Gary Vee and all these famous influencers, that you should be moving really fast. And that is true to a certain extent. My philosophy is think slow so that you can act fast. Take the time to evaluate what is happening and the different outcomes that can happen so you're prepared as much as possible.
So think slow,
Act fast.
act fast.
Yes.
Okay, so you take time for thinking.
Yes.
And then you
And then you just execute.
Correct.
Right? Because the problem is when you start acting, then you have to figure it out on the spot. When things are catching fire, that's when you have to make a decision. And you don't want to be in that place, right? You want most of your thinking and your planning to be done beforehand. So that sort of situation doesn't arise. Yeah. So I would say you actually have to start with your mindset, with how you approach starting a business. So, for example, I would say maybe think about why it is that you're starting this business in the first place. What is it that you want to get out of it? Are you doing it because you want to get rich quick? Are you doing it because you want to provide a good quality of life for your family? It could be anything, right? Maybe you just want a fancy car to show off to people. Maybe you want to prove to your mother that, you can be successful. It doesn't matter. It's your personal reason. There is no judgment, right? But just be honest with yourself why you're doing this, because that is very important. And when you understand why you're doing this, you also see how you will be biased and make certain decisions that won't be the best for your business. Because the goals of a business aren't always aligned with our personal goals. The only job that any business has to do is to make money, right?
Correct.
So you put in a little bit of money and it multiplies what you put in. That's the job of a business.
Correct.
It's not to buy you a fancy car. It's not to prove to your mother, you're awesome.
Yes,
right? So when you look at it that way, all of a sudden everything just becomes so much easier to understand. It's so much easier to make decisions, because now every single decision you make should be to maximize the profits of your business, and ethically,
Correct.
please.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Let's be nice.
Yeah.
So if that is the case, then things like buying that car, buying that house, they become things that will come to you eventually. That is delayed gratification, right? But that's not why I'm doing this right now. I'm doing this just because my business needs to succeed. And if my business succeeds, then I succeed. Yeah. So that is step 2. Always make decisions that are good for your business.
Okay.
So how do you do that? You do it by making informed, rational choices instead of making emotional choices. Again, am I making content on social media because I want to be viral, because I want to be seen as an influencer? Or is it because I have a good product that can help my customer that I need to sell in order to keep my business going? Which is more important to you? Do you want to be famous, or do you want to sell a product?
Selling the product, no?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden going viral is not important, because going viral is not the way to,
Yeah.
not
You want-
necessarily the way to sell a product.
Correct.
Because the thing with going viral is it's entertainment, right? Or it's free education. Those are the sort of things that go viral.
Correct.
But those people are not the people who are going to buy something from you.
They are not the customers.
They're not the customers. Yeah. So you can get your millions of views, but what's the point if they're not going to?
Purchase the product.
Yeah. Right. So think about these things rationally. Why am I doing this? Why am I thinking that this is the right way to go with my business? Why am I saying, no, I don't want to place my clothes, if I'm a fashion business, for example? Something, because this is a question I get a lot from a lot of fashion businesses. They want to sell on Instagram, but they don't want to run paid ads, because they don't want to put any money into the business. They just want things to sell.
Right.
That's number one. Then I say, okay, fine. If you don't have money for paid ads, then why don't you display your product in someone else's shop and pay commission? Like, no, then I have to pay commission. It's like, you don't get anything for free. It's always a negotiation.
They don't want to throw money to get money, no?
It's always a deal. You have to make a deal with somebody. Everyone has to profit. Otherwise, nobody's profiting.
Correct.
That's business.
Yes, that's
So this idea of I have a really great product, it should sell by itself, it's not real. It doesn't happen, right? You have to get it in front of people. You have to get in front of the people that want to buy it. And you have to go to the places where they are. So just because online is the new trend, it doesn't mean the offline world doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. You don't need to have an Instagram presence or a TikTok presence to have a successful business. You could be a multimillionaire just being offline all the time. Yeah. So be very, very rational and be very, very informed when you make decisions. Try not to go with a gut feeling or the emotional feeling of, oh, I think this is what I should do. Just because my neighbor's daughter said, you know what, you need a fancy website. Maybe don't do it, right? Evaluate. Always evaluate. Once you have the information and then you decide to make an emotional decision, you say, no, in my gut, I really want to do it this way. Okay, fine. Go ahead. It's totally fine, because at that point, you're taking responsibility now for the outcome. You know that it could go wrong. You're prepared for it. you're willing to own your choice. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Never mind, move on to the next thing, right? There's no penalty for this except that you lose some money and you lose some time, right? But the problem is when you ignore information and you just want to be, no, this is my vision, I want to do it my way. That's the problem, right? And try not to get sucked into that mentality, because that is what's being pushed to us all the time. Something I said at that keynote speech was that as humans, we are wired to make emotional decisions, not informed, rational decisions. We have to fight for the right to be intelligent. We're not wired to do that. You have to earn it. So, and also the fact that we are all consumers at the end of the day. Regardless of the fact that we are running businesses and we're selling a product, everything else in our lives, we buy from somewhere else. Which means we are conditioned to buy emotionally. So even when we're making a purchase decision for the business, we tend to make it emotionally. So if you know that you have that tendency, like everybody does, then just be mindful about it and question. Am I doing this because, I feel like this is the right thing to do? Or have I evaluated all my options? Yeah. So that's step 3. Yeah. Then step 4, I would say, is to now put that into a system because you have all the information of what to do next. Right? So it's a case of figuring out, okay, what's the biggest problem in my business that I need to solve right now, that I need to prioritize. So now you're prioritizing problems. Every entrepreneur will tell you their list of problems is like 10 books long, right? You can easily fill a library. But it's a case of prioritizing because you can't be everywhere. Yeah. And my system for this is breaking your business into 4 parts, which is people, process, product, and promotions. And you look at every problem in those 4 buckets. Yeah. So if the problem right now is that I'm not getting enough sales, promotions. If my problem is that the product is not that good, I'm getting complaints from the clients, fix that. Fix the product problem, put money there. If the problem is that I have too much on my plate and I'm not focusing on the thing that I need to be focusing on as a business owner, then hire more people. If the problem is that we have too many inefficiencies in the business, we're losing money on things that we shouldn't be losing money on. We're losing time on things that shouldn't take time. Then fix your processes. Find out what's the problem that needs to be fixed. Fix that.
Fix it.
It's not a case of doing everything by yourself. It's about finding the best possible solution with the time and money that you have in your head.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you take action. Yeah.
Fifth one
is taking action. And for this, I would actually suggest doing a cost-benefit analysis for every single option. So for example, if promotions is the problem, sales are the problem, then coming back to the fashion brand as an example, is it better to run paid ads or is it better to display the product in someone else's shop and pay commission? Because paid ads is money that you pay upfront, commission is what you pay after sale. So do you need that window? Your choice, right? Do you need a fancy website? Do you need a Shopify website? Do you need a custom website? Again, evaluate. What would you get from that by doing that? Just do a cost-benefit analysis for every single thing. And then decide which is going to give me the most amount of reach at the lowest cost possible. So in that situation, it might not be the cheapest option. It might be the 4th cheapest option. It might be the most expensive option. But you can see it for yourself because numbers don't lie.
Correct.
And I think another problem, we are very averse to numbers. We're very afraid of numbers. And that is bad. As a business owner, you have to be comfortable with numbers. It's very, very important because they will tell you exactly what to do.
So numbers, what you're saying is whether it's making profits or losses, or what do you mean by exactly the numbers?
Cost and gains. Yeah. Revenue, reach, because promotion is all about reach. It's about reaching as many potential customers as possible. Right. So for example, if you want to run an ad on Instagram for $2 a day, you might get reach of something like 3,000 people. 3,000, roughly. Okay. But if you do that on Google Ads, you might get a different result for the same amount of money.
Okay.
Which one is better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just evaluating these things. Just doing Instagram ads because that's what everybody else is doing. Doing Google ads because that's what everybody else is doing. Selling your product in the US because that's where people have money, apparently.
Yeah.
No. Do the numbers. See if that's true.
Yeah. So as a startup businesses, when especially in the new generation, when they're operating, which segment that you think they should put the full effort to improve at the start stage?
For a small business, generally the problem is promotions. That's where they need to be. Because, like I said, they think they have a really great product and it's going to sell itself. And they're wondering why nobody's coming to them. And they're posting on Instagram every day. They have maybe 4 or 5 likes. Yeah, and maybe 50 people saw it, right? And they're wondering why nobody's buying. Or maybe my product is terrible. That's not the case. It's just that you haven't reached enough people who want to buy your product. So in the case of small businesses, it's usually, I find, promotions are what's lacking. Either that they're not spending enough in getting more reach, the quality of the presentation is bad, so they need better branding, better design on the advertisement maybe. But a bigger problem is actually the messaging quality, because a customer looks at this and doesn't understand what you're selling to them. It's a huge problem. It's the main problem that needs to be fixed for most businesses. So if you fix these things, you're going to find an immediate increase in sales. In the case of funded startups, so for them, it's definitely the product, testing the product, and finding product market fit. Because until you have product market fit, you can't become a growth company. You are stuck there.
Another thing that I noticed that Dharani is like when some of these people are starting a business, they put a lot of investment for their office and to make it fancy and all this stuff. Yeah. Is it a good thing that when you're starting a business to firstly get a physical office and get everything done very well and go for the show, or start small? What have you experienced?
Okay, depends on the business. If you are a client servicing business where you need to present yourself well, and the presentation quality dictates the quality of the clients that you get, then yes, it matters. So for example, if you are, let's say you do designer wear, custom made designer wear, right? One-off designs for your clients, then the quality of your presentation definitely matters. They need to walk into a place that looks high quality, that represents the quality of the product that they're going to get. If you are a lawyer that wants to work with big companies or with businessmen who are affluential people, then you probably need a good address. You need a good looking office, right? But if you are a tech startup, maybe working remote is totally fine. Maybe you can work out of your living room. So it really depends on the business, the client, how you get your sales, your processes, what that's like. So for example, I was telling you earlier, I'm invested in 8 companies right now. 5 of them are within our ecosystem, so which me and my partners run together. And of those 5, 2 of them need to be physical businesses. We need physical locations for those. The other 3 are fully remote. Yeah. So again, it's because of what we're selling. One of the businesses is all about training, behavioral science training, sales trainings, things like that, workshops. So that is very much physical presence. And what we're doing with that is we go to our clients' businesses. So again, we don't need a location for that. But the other business, which is the digital advertising agency, that needs an office for the team to work out of. It's not for client meetings, but just to facilitate our team to work better together. Because we tried the work from home. Didn't work so well. Because one thing, the copywriting team needs to work together, the developer team needs to work together, and the ad team needs to work together. So they need to work within the teams, and then they also need to work with each other.
So that's a digital advertising agency.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have to be together.
Yes, they work better when they're together.
Because we tried here and there, no?
Otherwise,
design is somewhere, copyright is somewhere, something like that.
Interesting thing. Yeah. The biggest reason that we have so many problems in the world is because we're bad at communicating. Humans are really, really bad at communicating. So we have to do everything possible to make it as easy as possible for people to talk. Otherwise, you can't get anything done. And
So sometimes into the WhatsApp groups, they just put a message and then other person says, why should I reply this?
Exactly, right? It's not my job. So you have to facilitate conversation, good communication, and that's something that needs to be monitored sometimes. Another problem, because so I'm all about work from home. I love that personally, personal preference. But I also understand that it doesn't work for everyone because it also depends on the quality of life you have at home. For example, if you are working out of your bedroom, not the best lifestyle choice because it's unhealthy, mentally unhealthy for your team to do that. If they have to work out of their living room, which is a common space for the family, then they're going to keep getting interrupted by everyone who keeps walking past, right? Whether they're in a meeting or anything, nobody cares. They want to talk to you and say, hi, how are you doing? What are you up to? Have you had lunch? It's distracting, right? It's difficult to focus. So in those situations, those are all reasons to be inefficient. Yeah. And in that situation, I would say definitely remote working is not good. But if you have people who are very self-motivated, who enjoy the work that they do, and they enjoy the challenge of learning something new, right? You can put that person anywhere and they'll be fine. So the remote businesses that I'm running, the companies,
Right. Okay.
those are all remote because I have found people with that attitude. But in certain situations, it's not going to work. It depends on the quality of the people.
It comes to another question now. Quality of people. Now, entrepreneurs always have we see sometimes this person is the right person for the task or to run the team. But after about 3 months or 6 months, we realize this is not what we were looking from him or her. So how do you solve this kind of things? What are the criteria that you look before you selecting, this is the person? At once can you select person or what? How do you handle that kind of situation?
I have a hack for this. I don't know if it will work for other people, but it works for me.
Okay.
I hire people who show me a really great attitude, curiosity, and the want to better themselves and learn more. Intelligent people. They want to be intelligent. They want to feel that sense of fulfillment of achieving something. Even if I don't have a job opening, I will hire them and I will create a job for them. I'll start them off from somewhere and let them figure it out. I give them a lot of my time. I spend a lot of time with my team training them because my goal is to retire in the next year or so. Yeah, I want to be done with this. But I want them to be able to stand on their own feet because they have done so much for me. They have helped me run these companies and get to where I am today. Yeah. So I want them to be better than me someday. And because of that, I put in a lot of effort into training them. And I give them the opportunity of telling me what it is that they like and what they don't like. And because we have so many companies, we can actually shuffle them across different roles until they find the thing that interests them. And that's actually working out really well so far.
Good.
Which is how I handle it.
Some of the entrepreneurs think doing marketing, they will make billions. And they will ask how to be successful from day one by doing marketing. How can you make billions?
Okay. I actually find the opposite kind of client. Most of the people that come to me don't realize that they need any kind of marketing at all. They just want to sell the product and then say, how can you help me? Maybe I just need branding and a website, which is not the case. If you want to do it from day one, I would say start dirty and just start producing content. It's the cheapest way to do something, to market your business and to sell a product, especially when you don't have any money to spend on ads. If you don't have the time to make viral content and learn how to make viral content, if you can't afford to put up a billboard somewhere, totally fine. Just make posts on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever your preferred channel, right? If you're a service provider, then maybe LinkedIn is a better option. The issue is a lot of founders, number one, don't want to put their face on their business because they're very shy and they keep saying, oh no, camera, I
Yeah.
can't speak properly,
Right.
all kinds of things. Yes, nobody can do it. It's a very uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
thing. I've been doing this for 5 years. I still don't like doing it. Because I'm very uncomfortable right now.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just being honest.
Yes, yes. Correct.
But the thing is, it's what your business requires of you. It's the easiest way to build trust, to build connections, to communicate with people, and to show what you have to offer, right? This podcast right now is a big ass advertisement for me in my company, right? And for you. That's
All
why
sides.
that's why we do it.
Right.
Yeah. But you kind of have to start thinking, like I said at the beginning, not through your personal preferences and your personal goals, and just do what is necessary for the business to run. So if you want to start from day one, start dirty and just produce content.
When you may start dirty, what was the meaning if you go into detail?
Don't worry about what it looks like.
Right.
Don't worry about quality.
Just put it out.
Just put it out. Even if it's just on your phone with the front camera in a dark, dingy room, doesn't matter, do it. Doesn't matter that you can't afford a nice light setup, a nice camera. You don't need any of that. Just start. Because also you're going to improve with time. The more you do it, the more you practice, you get better at it.
Correct.
Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen.
I think through
right?
my experience, when you mentioned that, it goes back in 2020 when COVID lockdown was there. I am actually by profession a stock market advisor.
Oh wow!
And for 21 years. And lockdown, I didn't know what to do, and I just took a camera and just did few videos.
Yeah.
And after 5 years now, here we are here. I think close to about 100,000
Exactly.
subscribers and one of the best education YouTube channel as well.
Nice.
So I think what you're saying is sometimes now I had sometimes through experience the gut feeling, okay, let's do it. And people with what will they think? And actually first videos, if you watch, even I am sometimes look at it, I laugh to myself, how I'm looking at the camera. Editor is saying you have to smile like this, you have to face like this, and anyway the journey goes. A lot of people I think are scared to start. Right?
Yes. Because you're always worried about what people are going to think about you, and the feedback that you're going to get, the hate you're going to get, the comments. It's a lot worse in our head than it is in actuality. There are very few people that are actually going to take the time to tell you that you suck. Yeah. And usually if somebody tells you that you suck, it's because they have a personal problem and they just need an outlet. It's about them, it's not about you. Because I actually do have quite a few haters on TikTok. I love them very much. Because they give me the chance to brag. Because they're challenging me, right? Like, who the hell are you to talk about this? I'm like, okay, here's what I've done.
You keep going for that.
That's how you have to kind of attack it. Just look at everything and as a way to create an opportunity for yourself, essentially. Yeah. And have that mindset of how do I use this for my business? How do I change this for my business? How do I improve myself for my business? Everything. How do I? How do I?
Correct.
And it's never the emotions. As much as possible. It takes practice. It takes years of practice, but it gets easier. It does.
Got it.
So if you're a startup entrepreneur, take your phone out there, take your camera out there, record the small videos, start putting it out, put in your Instagram, your TikTok, Facebook pages, and just get it started.
The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So I would actually say do it every single day.
Right.
Because your improvement is much
faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have like a 3-day gap or anything more than that, it becomes really difficult to come back to it.
You feel little. Should I do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe tomorrow.
And it's easy to make excuses then.
Yes.
Whereas if you're disciplined and say, no, I'm going to do this every single day, you might not publish, but you still record it. That's the important thing.
Correct.
Yeah. Thereafter, you can decide whether to redo it or whether to publish it the way it is, edit it, whatever.
Good.
Right? But just start. And if you don't want to put yourself on camera, you can still make a post. You have applications like Canva now, which is free for anybody to use, and they have all these templates. So you don't even have to be a designer anymore. You just have to put your text and your logo and you're done, right? You don't need to be a great designer to start selling your product, because ultimately people are buying your product because it solves a problem that they have, not necessarily because of the way that the advertisement looks. If the advertisement looks good, if it sounds really good, yes, the response is going to be so much better. But if you have no sales or almost no sales, maybe it's still okay, right? Because if you can get one sale, that's a huge deal.
Correct.
right? It makes a huge difference. And that's how you improve. Just be kind to yourself. Accept the fact that you don't know, that you're learning something new, you're starting from scratch. And allow yourself to learn. You don't expect children going to school for the very first time to know the 5 times table on day 1
Yes,
or the
correct.
first week, right? So why would you put that pressure on yourself to be a really great presenter or a great designer or whatever it is,
Correct.
to talk about your business? But it comes with practice, and that's important. So that's number 1. Number 2, if you want it to grow from day 1, think consistency.
Consistency.
You have to be absolutely brutal about this. You have to be very, very disciplined about this. Because big mistake that I have made many times. I promote my business, so I start making videos and content.
Right.
I do it for about 3 to 6 months.
Right.
And then I get so overloaded with work that I have no more time. And I stop. And I disappear for about 6 to 8 months. And then I come back. Right? It's terrible. It's a big, big mistake that I make. And the reason I do that, I can break it down now for you with my 5-step process, right? The reason I do this is because I'm passionate about the job that I'm doing. I love the work that I do.
Yeah.
I love strategizing. I love consulting. I love branding. I love working with my clients. I do not love making content. So I keep doing the thing that I want to do, not the thing that I should do. I can easily replace myself. There are other people who are as skilled as I am. I could just hire them and get them to do the job. But I won't do that because I want to do that. Yeah. So if I was making the best decision for my business, I would have replaced myself in terms of getting the work done. And I would have gone fully into promoting the business to make sure that the sales are consistent and business is booming. In which case, I might have been retired by now. Right? So learn from my mistakes, I guess, is what I'm saying. But the thing is, because I know why I'm doing it, I can own that mistake. I am willing to accept the consequences of that decision. And that makes a big difference.
That's right. Because there was another question that came in. This gentleman is running a business for about 2 years, 10 employees, but he's not making money and his cost is rising day by day. Maybe the rent or the overheads and as well. So how can he come out of this? He's wondering whether he should stop the business now or should he do a restructuring there.
Okay.
So this kind of guys, what will you
I would need more information to answer this properly.
Right.
But again, if we go back to the 4 parts of the business, right? So his cost is going up, which is true for everyone. Cost is always going up. Revenue is the problem. That revenue doesn't go up along with the cost. If your revenue is increasing with your cost and your profit margin is good, and your profits are also increasing, then it's not a problem that cost is going up. Problem is when your profits are staying the same and the cost is going up. So in that situation, maybe the easiest way to fix it is to promote the business. Just get more sales. Because now you have 10 employees, probably with nothing to do. You're paying them to just sit around and do nothing. So bringing in business should be your first and foremost goal in that situation. Get them the work. And then figure it out that way.
Okay.
So if you have problems in this startup businesses or anything with regard to businesses, all you have to do is drop a message to Dharani, and her LinkedIn profile and her details also will be there in the description, so you can get in touch with her. Or you can leave a comment below as well, so where Dharani can contact you as well.
I'm curious to know now, the startup founders, there's some mistakes. What are the common mistakes that you see that they do?
Do you have another hour to talk about this?
Maybe very short, maybe we can give it.
Okay. The most common mistake is making emotional decisions when it comes when it comes to making business decisions. That is the root cause, I think, of everything. If you look at this mindset that's been going on for a couple of years now, since entrepreneurship became a big deal in Sri Lanka, everybody wants to be the next Steve Jobs. I think for them, what that means is, number one, you're respected as a visionary, and number two, you get to tell everybody, I did it my way. You know,
I did it.
It's me. It's all about me, right? And regardless of the pros and cons, it's all about what I want to do. And that is very destructive. What people don't realize is that Steve Jobs wasn't actually the person who made the iPhone. He was the one who was pumping up the audience, the customers, to get them interested in buying iPhones and Macs and whatever.
Creating the hype.
That's what he did, right? Because when his very first product was, I forget the name now, Lisa or something. It was a Macintosh, came out in early 1980s. It was an utter failure because he tried to do it by himself. Complete utter failure. People bought it, they hated it, they say it's the worst computer ever made, right? And he disappeared for a little while and then he came back. And the next time around, amazing success. What happened? He hired somebody else to run the company. He had Steve, what's his name, Wozniak or something.
Okay.
And then after that, he had Tim Cook. Both of those people were in charge of operations. They were running the company for him while he was in charge of promoting. So the other three buckets, people, process, product, is being handled by somebody else. Whereas Steve Jobs is just promoting the business and the product. And because he was a very charismatic person, he was very good at making connections with people, making sure that they're excited about the product. It's something that Elon Musk is also very good at. But the problem with Elon Musk is his products are shit, right? So a good investor would never buy Tesla stocks, right? Because we know the product is terrible. People who buy Tesla stocks are people who buy into the hype of Elon Musk. They're buying Elon Musk stocks, not Tesla. Right? And they don't understand the difference. So I think what we need to understand is everything that we see is a promotion of some kind. These personalities, they are choosing what we see. They are controlling the narrative because it is far more interesting when you're an eccentric billionaire who's doing weird shit. It's far more entertaining, right? We remember that. And if we ever decide to buy an electric car, we'll end up buying a Tesla. Because now we've bought into that ideology so much, right? If you buy into the Steve Jobs ideology, you're going to buy everything Mac and everything iPhone, everything Apple. Yeah. But when you see that, oh, okay, this guy is playing a part for the sake of his business, then you start thinking a little bit more, right? And I think that's something that every founder needs to be mindful of. That what you show the public is not necessarily how you're actually running the business. It's not, there's no connection there. You're doing what's necessary for the business. Yeah.
So it's like what I understood is from your discussion was that if the person is an outgoing personality making connections and can create a hype out there, you should need a strong team to run the operations.
Ideally. Ideally, that would be great because it's difficult for one person to do everything and to do it well. Yeah. This is why your support system, your team, everything matters so much because one person can't do everything. Being an entrepreneur, being a startup founder means you are just living in stress for the rest of your life. And you're just trying to manage your stress. That's what you're trying to do. The only way to do that is to make informed, rational decisions and to hire the right people to help you and support you.
That's one very important thing, Dharani, because when you were talking to that, it related to me as well. Because now some people, some of the employees think, I'm there 24/7 to reply to all the WhatsApp groups, messages or whatever. Then sometimes we go and create a hype and saying, okay, this company will come in as maybe a digital marketing client. And then the operations are running, and when there is maybe a copy, some spelling mistake or artwork is not right, that also comes to the entrepreneur. Yes, it comes to me. So what I realized even from this discussion, maybe strong operational team or one person to run the operation is a key thing.
Absolutely. When you're starting the business, it's okay to do everything by yourself because you're trying to keep costs down as much as possible. But your next goal should be to get yourself out of as many functions of the business as possible. Delegate as much of it as possible to other people so that you're making the big decisions. The big 4 decisions: people, product, process,
interesting,
promotion. That's where you need to be. an entrepreneur, a founder, their main job is to be the thinker of the business. Just by doing that, that is how you become a visionary. When you leave aside emotions, when you leave aside what everybody else thinks, when you think about how do I make this as amazing as possible, that's when you become a visionary.
Visionary.
Yeah. And you can't do that when you're dealing with daily stress. Every 5 minutes, if your phone is buzzing, you can't.
Correct.
Because you need headspace for that. And that should be the goal. It should be always to get yourself out of the daily doings as much as possible, so you can do the big thinking as much as possible.
Thank you, Dharani, once again for being in this show and sharing all of your experiences, and especially how you solve startup businesses, problems, and provided solutions. As well as entrepreneurs, also the successfulness of entrepreneurs, I think, is about less than 30%. Am I right, Dharani?
It's 10.
10%.
10% globally.
10% globally. So
Yeah. 90% of startups and small businesses, new businesses, fail every single year. In the first year.
first year.
In the first year itself. And then another 90% thereafter in the first 3 years.
First 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty consistent for the past. I started checking since 2019.
Okay.
So yeah, that number has been holding.
Sometimes you as an entrepreneur is not getting the support from your family member or your staff, especially the staff. Sometimes the staff, you keep on telling the same thing and over and over and over again. They never deliver, and you are frustrated and they think, if are you continuing? Right? Sometimes you get that feeling. So if you have your problem, you don't have to give up anymore. You have Dharani to contact. So all the very best, and we'll see you with another valuable video very soon. All the best.
Wealth Mastering 2026. Invest in 5 boxes for your financial freedom. Limited seats available. Reserve yours now.